After a judge has refused to take the death penalty off the table, we have some more interesting things happening. So Thursday, the Honorable Stephen Hippler ruled that prosecutors can continue pursuing capital punishment for Kohberger if they're able to convict him of what they've accused him of. And that's the murders of those 4 University of Idaho students. Now, this comes after his attorneys made some claims that his right to due process was being violated because of case discovery. So Judge Hippler had this to say in his order on the defendant's motion to strike the death penalty. He said, quote, defendant's complaints of being unable to meaningfully review the discovery ring hollow. He goes on to say, quote, lead counsel indicated that her practice is to personally review all the discovery herself rather than rely on associates to cut through the less relevant information. Well, these actions are not indicative of an overburdened defense team. So on the heels of the recent ruling, we're asking, how would you grade Kohberger's defense team so far? It's an interesting question. They've been very aggressive. They've raised a lot of issues. Dr. Debbie Goodman, you've largely been kind of our unofficial expert on the program, everything Bryan Kohberger. What do you think about everything his defense team has been doing to try to protect him through this process?
Thank you. I'd have to give them an F, Julie. And normally I don't do that grade even in class.
I didn't expect that, Dr. Debbie. Okay,
well,
tell us
truly,
why.
You know why? Mm-hmm. Yes, please, because here we are 2.5 years in, and why didn't we hear, Julie, anything about autism at the onset, and why didn't we hear anything about this long drive to nowhere? So I think it's just a pulling at the straws. There's really nothing substantial here. And I'm not even sure, Julie, that I believe that this individual has autism. I think he's got psychopathy. I really think he's a psychopath. And as far as what the prosecution has presented, I'd give them an A.
Oh, all right, Dr. Debbie, I love it. There's strong opinions. This is fantastic. And the psychopathy, we need to hear more about that. Let's get some grades from our other guests. Joe Tamburino, let's start with the defense. How would you grade them?
Well, I'm going to disagree with Dr. Debbie. I actually would give them an A, and here's why. These are public defenders who are doing everything they can to defend this guy. I mean everything. Now, I don't agree with some of the things that they've done. However, they have left no stone unturned. Anytime they object to something, they could object to something, they object. They have gone through everything for somebody who, and the evidence is pretty strong, is accused of killing 4 individuals. And of course he's going to be facing the death penalty. If you don't get the death penalty for killing 4 people, when would you get it? But I got to hand it to the public defenders here. I mean, they're doing everything they can for an extremely unsympathetic, unlikable defendant. So I would give them an A.
Appreciate it, Joe. And the prosecutors, quickly, what kind of grade would you give them on this one?
Oh, I'd give them an A also. They're doing a very good job. Now, this is thus far. Let's see what happens at trial. Let's see which side are better trial attorneys.
Sure, sure. Thank you for that. Okay, David Bruno, we've got different grades on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Where are you going to fall, please, for the defense first?
Yeah, I'm with Joe. I'm with Joe because, look, they've done everything. They're filing the motions. They're attacking the DNA. They have a tough job. I mean, we have done a number of different segments on this, including the Amazon search, the purchase of the knife and the covering that was found with his DNA under one of the bodies. I mean, they have, the defense has a very difficult job here. So they've been filing the motions. They've been in court making the right arguments. Obviously, challenging the death penalty has got to be very important because of the ultimate consequence that it has. So I think they're doing a good job, for sure.
I appreciate it. And quickly, the prosecution, quick grade for them.
They're doing great. I mean, obviously, everything that we're learning, especially the Amazon search, we did an episode with the knife sheath and the way that looks. And, oh, if they could prove that he bought that with the mask and his DNA is on the knife sheath, it is game over for Bryan Kohberger.
Yeah, well said. Dr. Debbie, I got to end with a question for you on psychopathy. Quickly tell us, what is it about Kohberger that makes you think that that's what's going on with him and not autism spectrum disorder?
Yes, just somebody, Julie, very grandiose, very narcissistic, manipulative, knows what one is doing, knows what one is doing is wrong, and yet proceeds anyway because of that heightened sense of self and thinking that they'll get away with it. So I think he's a psychopath.
Dr. Debbie Goodman, I want you to write a book on this case. I really do. I'll write the foreword for you. Well, listen, we got to leave it there for now on Bryan Kohberger. But of course, any more developments, we'll report them here.